Hey everyone, this is the maiden voyage for the 84 XT250. Currently not running a skid plate, just trying to feel the bugs out of it, see how it feels, see what's going to rattle off immediately, stuff like that. So I'm going to ride it up here, give you a little look over. I mean, it looks basically the same, and I still have some things to put on yet. I don't have a plate on it right now. I plan to put a little bag in the front here, but like I said in my other video, this is like version 1.0 of this bike. Like I think that it's going to get revamped again, but this is going to be a good little unit to beat on throughout the winter, as long as it'll hold together fairly well. I'm just nervous about it because the 84 frame wasn't mine in the first place. The 81 engine's from James, and you've seen James in my other videos. Yo! He's not a hammer, like in a bad way. He just rides this stuff like I do. But I'll tell you what, I think he has synthetic oil in this engine, because I haven't changed it yet, and it shifts like super smooth. There's like no clunking in the transmission or nothing. So far I wouldn't say I'm not impressed, but I wouldn't say I'm impressed either. One thing you'll notice is it's super quiet, which I like, but I wonder how much of that's robbing juice from me, as far as, you know, the 22 original horsepower that these bikes had stock. Yeah, I gotta be a little cautious, because A, I don't really want to get it too muddy. I want to clean it up, maybe do a proper photo op of it, because this is like kind of my first semi-custom build. And I do stress it's semi-custom. Yeah, it's basically stock parts but just hodgepodged on different frames. So it's not like homemade, but some of the parts are grafted and things. See, I got nothing there. There it goes. Low end suffering. It may be from my intake I built. Downshift. Alright, from the top. First of all, from this top, you got your Washougal Pro Taper bars, Pro Taper Sports. I don't have the pad on it right now. For now, built well grips, got them safety wired. Stock 81 controls, eBay hand guards, which I've used on that other bike for years. They're good enough. These mounts were a little wonky. I had to customize them a little bit. Stock 81 cluster, stock 81 headlight. Then you go on to basically an 84 frame, 84 fork, 84 front fender, tank, airbox, rear fender, China eBay taillight. Stock 84 muffler, like I said in my other video, with my exhaust I had to build with the 81 header. Made this little piece here. I'm running the IRC MB5 rear 18-inch knobby. It's a 110/80 18, so it's low profile for an 18, but as you can see, there's not much clearance in the swing arm. This foot peg was janked up. I did that weld job with an 81 thing and made that work. 81 carb, Shinko 520 or some front knobby, cheap knobby. I just wanted something for now, kind of on a budget. This airbox setup, I'd have to show you like better than a GoPro footage of it, and I think it chokes it a little bit. I want a silicone around the thing here. Let's make sure it's sealed. Breather's just pushed on there for now. Make sure that's staying on. If you come over here, you can see since it had a dual carb or dual style carb, I forget what they call that, YDIS or something like that carbs. Now I just have the single carb. But anyway, I had to tape this off because there was another hole here, and then basically the airbox, I mean, that's my setup. It's hard to see. You can see it's restricted comparatively to how it should be. Painted frame, motor, swing arm. Went through, all the bearings were still good. I had to get one bushing in the swing arm linkage and the suspension linkage. Greased everything up. And I think this is how I'm going to run it for now. The only thing I want to do yet is put a skid plate on it. Obviously, this is dangerous. This cradle motor, there's nothing there but a motor, not even rails. So yeah, that's basically the whole bike. And for now, it's done-ish. I mean, we'll see what breaks, what doesn't. That's why I'm out right now. I know I don't really have a good feel for this bike yet. It's like riding a 350, but it's like the power of my 250. It's weird. It's weird if you're used to. It might not be weird if you're not used to any Yamahas, but I could feel like the queerness of it, if you know what I mean. Like it's like an XT250, and it's not my 250, and got my bars kind of rolled forward. I never ran them Washougal Bend Pro tapers yet, so they're okay. I mean, nice and wide. I like wide bars, oddly enough, even though I woods ride. And I'm just gonna ride it back now. Maybe take some pictures and ride her back to the house. See how the brakes do. Feel all right. Feel like drum brakes. Oh, into the rocks. Into the rocks. Uh-oh. Kind of locked that. If you ever rode a drum brake rear, sometimes they a little hard to modulate. It's like on or off. And it kind of locked on me and rolled. We recovered it though. Hear them gauges smacking around on the headlight. I don't like that. But that's where I plan on putting the bag under the headlight, so I'm leaving the spacing up. Man, I gotta wash this bike already. I barely rode it. This is the first time I believe I'm using the linear field of view too on the GoPro. So I don't know how good it is or isn't. It's supposed to not, I mean, it's been out since the Hero 4, which is what I use. We're at Hero 7s now. I'm way behind on cameras, but it's supposed to not give you that fisheye, that wide, real wide angle. Or at least it's still wide angle, but takes the lens distortion out from what I read. See, this says posted. I never noticed that. I wonder if them signs are new. So that may be a liability thing. They don't want all the people that come up to this area from out of town to just go wherever they please and end up in their backyard. I mean, I know where I'm going. You know what I mean by that. A lot of people bring their machines up here from surrounding areas and even other states sometimes, and they just kind of let their kids go haywire, or they go haywire and just try to find trails, and maybe that's just to keep them kind of steered back to where they need to be, where it's a little more open. Yeah, back to this bike. It's gonna be where it's at for now. It's a little sketchy to ride, like I said. I'll get used to it, I hope. Partially afraid of breaking it, partially afraid because I don't have a skid plate. I'm not in full gear, so I'm kind of just babying it around. A little more tense than I should be, but also don't want to break the bike, so. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. This is probably the bike I'm riding for the Don't Be a Turkey 2018 ride. Coming up here in November. Talk to you later. handled that all right. It bogged up it, but it kept going. It's that low end of this 250 4-stroke. About all it's got going for it.